Our first witness will be Secretary Ray Marshall, who's an old friend and longtime friend to this committee, and currently holds the Audrey and Bernard Rappaport Centennial Chair in Economics and Public Affairs at the University of Texas at Austin, and is president of the Ray Marshall Incorporated research and consulting firm. He served as U.S. Secretary of Labor from 1977 to 1981 under President Jimmy Carter, and Secretary Marshall holds a Ph.D. in economics from the University of California at Berkeley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I appreciate your invitation to present my views on immigration reform, guest workers, and H.R. 1763. I have studied immigration for many years. I had responsibility for foreign worker matters in the Carter administration and served on the Select Commission on Immigration and Refugee Policy, and more recently the Council on Foreign Relations Advisory Committee on Immigration. I have prepared a paper which I have submitted, but would like to summarize the paper with the following points. The first point is that because of the slowdown in the growth of our native workforce, American economic growth for at least the next 20 years will depend heavily on immigration, which has contributed greatly to the vitality of the American economy. The second point is that illegal immigration, however, subjects immigrants to grave dangers and exploitation, depresses wages of and working conditions for the most vulnerable American workers, and undermines the rule of law, perpetuates marginal low-wage industries, and makes it hard to relate immigration to economic and social policies to achieve broadly shared prosperity. The basic cause of illegal immigration is the magnetic relationship between desperate foreign workers and employers who prefer compliant foreign workers willing to accept lower wages and substandard working conditions. Once illegal immigrant networks become institutionalized, a coherent, comprehensive array of policies will be required to reduce their size, and these include border and internal security, adjusting the status of unauthorized immigrants, and appropriate trade, investment, and aid policies with Mexico and other immigrant source countries. For a number of reasons, however, I believe a large new guest worker program is not a good idea. First, these programs subject guest workers to exploitation and depressed conditions of American workers. Second, there is no evidence that a large new guest worker program is necessary. First, the adjustment of status for unauthorized immigrants will produce a large but unknown number of newly legalized workers. Second, we already have temporary worker programs which should be improved to better meet the legitimate needs of employers and to prevent the abuse of guest workers and the adulteration of American jobs. H.R. 1763 would be a necessary part of this reform. Third, for non-temporary workers, it would be better to admit workers as permanent residents with full employment and legal protections, including the right to earn citizenship. Because of the continuing importance of immigration and temporary worker programs for the American economy and society, an independent entity should be created to generate high-quality data, analyses, and estimates concerning the need for and the impact of foreign workers on the American economy and workforce. This entity should issue annual reports. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I'd be glad to respond to your questions.